Hi guys, this is Long White Mane here, and I want to introduce you to Beatty. He jumped in my lap, and now I think he wants down, or the dog cookies I made. I don't know, so I'm gonna let him go. Oh, okay, over the bed. Okay. Um, this is going to be a much happier video. What to say to support a person who's mentally ill. The last video I made was kind of angry because those things make me angry, and I'm really hoping that we can, you know, get some happy stuff going for you and as a person to support the mentally ill. Um, Happy Day, I scored Van Halen's Diver Down for $6 at the dollar store. Hey, love my 80s hair bands. um, one of these are a short list, but I think when I tell them to you, you're going to think they're kind of obvious. So let's pretend I'm reminding you of things to say to someone who's mentally ill. Again, if you're a person that doesn't have a lot of patience, um, I probably would ask you to have that person be more of an acquaintance than a friend, because having a friend who's mentally ill takes guts, and it takes heart and love. Okay, it takes a lot of love. And if you're kind of the person that, writes people off as their illness, or you're just, narcissistic, or, whatever, um, maybe stop your association with that person, because you're not helping. And I will tell you that if you're not mentally ill, you have no clue about how much pain that person is experiencing. Okay, let's get happier. Okay, what can I do to help? Okay, if whatever mental illness that person has, what can you do to help? How can I help you? Are you so full of anxiety you can't get to the store to buy groceries? What if I go with you? You know, go for you. What do you need? Write a list. I'll go get it. I'll bring it back. You know what I'm saying? Um, do you need help going to the pharmacy? Are you out of your medication? What can I do to help you get a refill? Just those things, especially when a person is just so bound up in their mental in their illness that they just can't think. Sometimes for a short time they may need someone there to kind of hold their hand. And what can I do to help is really a broad question. It could be anything, from, like was telling you, grocery shopping, to getting them to the emergency room when they need it. Okay. Um, I don't expect people who don't have mental illness to relate to us. It's kind of like in the last video, I said, I've never been in the military. I've never been in combat. I haven't even been through boot camp. So how can I ever relate or understand a guy or a gal that has PTSD from combat? What I do with those people is I refer them to my veteran friends who do understand, who do get it, who were there, and that's how I deal with that. I don't even pretend I can understand. Um, so saying something like, "Oh my God, this must be so hard for you," that is a great opener. If you're a listening ear for that person, sometimes that little statement can unleash just a floodgate of emotion and pain. And forgive me for saying this, but it's almost like popping a cyst. Mental illness is painful. It is not something that people do for attention, unless, if okay, let me back up. In my opinion, if the person you're dealing with is seeking help for their depression, for their bipolar, for their OCD, for their whatever, they're not doing it for attention. So, but that's my opinion. I don't know everybody. Okay. Um, just saying I'm there for you and I will always be there for you means everything in the world. It, you have someone that you can just grab their hand and, you know, hey, help me. I'm really messed up today. Um, encouraging them. You're telling them they're beautiful, they're strong, and you will get through this. I always say you're valuable, you're loved. You know, people do love you. You may be in the throes of something and not realize how many people around you love you, you know, and they may not want to help, but if you're a person that's dealing with the mentally ill, just saying those affirmations mean a lot. And it, pardon me, if it doesn't, it may not resonate at first, but it will get through. Believe me, it will get through that fog of illness, and it means everything in the world, you know. Um, One of the big things, especially if you're thinking that person might need attention, ask them if they've been to a therapist or to a doctor. And if they haven't, say, how can I help you find one? You know, if they don't have insurance, help them find a program, you know, through the state or through the government, you know, the federal government, to get them help. That doesn't mean taking them and committing them to the, you know, state mental hospital. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about maybe Googling, you know, patient assistant programs for medications, finding a good doctor within their insurance if they don't have insurance. Like here in Texas, we have MHMR, which is totally free or low cost depending on the income of that person. So there's ways and means to get this person help. If I can help homeless people get into the patient assistance program and in MHMR, you can do it too. And that is invaluable. Okay. If the person doesn't want to see a doctor, quietly push it, you know, quietly push it, because there's nothing worse than suffering, sitting and suffer. It's no, it's not good. Okay. Um, One of the most important things is saying you never have to apologize for your illness. You know, say for example, someone has a, you know, your sister has a baby shower and you're in the bed and you just can't get out. You know, the anxiety and the pain and the depression are just pinning you to the bed, and you can't even imagine getting out of bed, let alone get into the car, run down the store, buy a nice gift. You know what I'm saying? A good support person will say, you know what, don't apologize. You had a bad day. Stuff happens, you know? Be understanding. It's not that she wanted to ghost on your, you know, on your party or on your event or on your shopping trip or vacation. Their illness was bad that day. And so the more you understand and the more, you know, the more you work with that person, the more valuable you will be, and the more I think it I think it really helps people who are ill to live their lives much more abundantly if they've got people there that say you never have to apologize. My second most important thing is I am not scared of you. All right? I am not scared of you. I cannot tell you the number of times I've talked to people and said, yeah, you know, I cope with this. And they look at me like I'm going to start smearing doo-doo on the walls, you know. Um, People with mental illness are not scary. You know, you've been watching too many damn movies. Okay? You know, stop with the movies. Read up on the facts of that person's illness. Okay? Uh, right now in the information age, it's at our fingertips. Google it. Google OCD, Google PTSD, Google, you know, whatever that person has, and educate yourself and know that they're not going to hurt you. In fact, most of them are probably more prone to hurting themselves than hurting anybody else. Now, there are that, you know, the lunatic fringe that have these psychotic breaks and do these horrible things, like, you know, they're shooting up the church here in Texas, and then there was the watchtower in the college shooting people. You know, that's extreme, and unfortunately, it's becoming more commonplace. But I want to say that's because the media is just at our fingertips. You know, social media, news media, whatever, they're everywhere, you know, and I think it's just more reported. But again, that's my opinion. But for the most part, you don't need to be scared of that person. You know, there's no reason to be scared of me. I'm not going to hurt you or my animals or my roommate. Quite the opposite. If I'm not with, if I don't have my medication, I'm more prone to hurt myself, you know. So that's when my friends come in and go, okay, what can we do? You know, now my absolute favorite, favorite 3 words are I love you. There's not a lot of love in this world, okay? You see it every day, okay? People harming each other, people, you know, harming kids, people harming it. It's just, I don't even watch the news anymore because I just don't want to see it. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm not, you don't see anything positive, and it's just not, it's just crap, you know? Um, the words I love you mean everything, because when you're in the throes of whatever illness you have, you don't feel loved. You don't feel like you're valuable, you're worth it. You don't feel like you're, you know, you're beautiful or strong. And when someone comes around and says, you know what, I love you, what can I do to help you today? That means everything. That is like putting lidocaine on a burn. I mean, it just makes the pain ease so much, because now you have someone who can help you and who loves you and thinks you're worth it and you're valuable and you're loved. Um, there's just not a lot of love in this world, guys. You know it as well as I do. And again, that's my absolute favorite of all the stuff you can say to me. Tell me you love me, you know. Um, so there you are. I'm sorry if I came off a little angry. You know, I didn't want to. I wanted to be happy, you know, but I'm not a comedy person. You know, you'll never see me juggling because number one, I can't. Number two, just don't have the coordination. Um, but I am here because I feel like these things need to be said, and I just want to share them. So I'll take my leave now. You guys have a great evening or a great day whenever you're, you know, watching this. And thank you for spending time with me and watching the video. Love you all. Take care. And if you need help, you go right to the emergency room. I'll have suicide numbers. What does Jeffree Star do? He does the typing thing. Yeah, there we go. I'll have them down there in the information. Um, let me know if you need any other kind of information. If you're having trouble finding patient assistance programs for yourself, let me know. I'll see if I can help. Take care, y'all. Bye.